Welcome to Lost Girl Therapy. Since I cannot move because I'm in the middle of a active sync-scope episode, let's talk about the doctors that I saw in New York that helped me get a POTS diagnosis as well as a jugular vein compression diagnosis. I was referred to Dr. David Younger at NYU. He was the one who gave me the POTS test, the tilt table test. He is very good at what he does. He specializes in POTS. He does, however, focus more on the research side as opposed to the treatment side. One of the things that I found interesting about him was that he was very pro-medicine as opposed to alternative approaches to care. That was not the right approach for me. It might be right for somebody else. The other thing about him that I really, truly loved was he was pivotal in organizing my care team. So what he actually did was prior to my first appointment, he said, you need to show up with a list of every doctor that you've seen thus far, their emails, their phone numbers, and how do I get in touch with them, fax, etc., and what's their specialty. And I was like, okay, that's kind of weird, but fine, whatever. I'll bring this information with me. And we had an 1.5 hour long appointment where we went through every single doctor, every test that I had had with them. And at the end of my appointment, he wrote them a formal letter stating my diagnosis and then faxed that over to every single doctor's office. So every doctor that I went to see after Dr. Younger knew that I had a formal POTS diagnosis. They knew the testing that had been done, the results of my testing, and they had everything that we had talked about in that appointment. Now, because I did not proceed with beta blockers or something like that under Dr. Younger's care, there really wasn't much more of a reason for me to see him again. But I will tell you that he was incredibly accessible. You could always reach him on the phone. He always called you back. As far as if you are looking to do POTS treatment in New York and you want to take a medicine forward approach, perhaps he's your guy. Because I was also struggling with finding a neurologist with POTS, Dr. Younger referred me to Dr. Lauren Napany at, oh my God, I do not remember her practice name, but her name is Dr. Lauren Napany. She is a neurologist who specializes in POTS. She had a lengthy period of time to be seen, but I'm really glad that I saw her. She was incredible. She reviewed all of my previous work. We had a lengthy video call to go over every single thing that I was going through. She was very specific about the formal testing that we needed to go through. And we had a lot of discussions about what could potentially be exacerbating the POTS. And this was not something that I had experienced with other neurologists. So my previous neurologist at Weill Cornell really was just like, you get migraines. You don't have a CSF leak. Bye. And I was like, okay, cool, but why am I having fainting spells? And why do I have this immense pressure in my head? And why do I feel like shit all the time? Dr. Napany really sat down and listened to the actual way that my symptoms were presenting, and then was able to say, hey, I think something else is going on. I think that there's jugular vein compression. Here's how we're going to sort this one out. So she was the first person to say, we're going to go get a dynamic CT. And as I've said in my previous videos, she was the one who referred me to the jugular vein compression specialist. His name was Dr. Peter Constantino. He's at Brain and Spine Surgeons of New York. The man is a legend. He was incredible. Could not recommend their practice enough. They were the last resort for me. I did not have a plan B after them because I truly did not know who else to see at that point. I had seen neurologists, infectious disease specialists, rheumatologists, cardiologists, you name it, I had seen them. And Dr. Napany, when she suspected the jugular vein compression, she sent me to Dr. Peter Constantino. I saw them in their New York City office and their White Plains office. They were excellent and straightforward. They are a no-nonsense office, and as somebody who has found that to be a good thing when it comes to doctors, they were on top of their stuff. Dr. Constantino reordered the CT scans that Dr. Napany had originally ordered that were done incorrectly by the technicians at East River Medical. And when I had my imaging done, they sat down with me for, again, like an hour and a half, him and his associate, to discuss why surgery was not an option for me, what caused the compression, where was the compression showing up, what type of postures were triggering it, and then made the appropriate referrals to help me get to a higher level of functioning than I ever would have been at had I not found them.